Eliminating porn and masturbation can change how you behave and how you operate in the world and actually help you when it comes to attracting women. But it's not going to get you results for the reasons that you think it will. In this training, I'm going to share with you my experience with Nofap and how it's actually helped me in my business, how it's helped me in my dating life, how it's helped me attract amazing women. Now, my results with Nofap, my understanding of not watching porn and the effects of porn on the brain align with Dr. Andrew Huberman, who some of you may know. I'm a huge fan of his, and what he's talked about in terms of the data and the science has really lined up with my personal experience. So when I hear him talk about porn and its effects on the brain for young men, it makes so much fucking sense because I've experienced these things myself. But I want to say one thing. This video is not for young men who are struggling with porn. So if you're watching this and you're hoping to find some insights on beating an addiction, this is not for you. This video is for men who are generally over the age of 25, whose prefrontal cortex is not developing anymore, and you are in a path in life and you use porn occasionally, but you're wondering what the effects are going to be on your life if you actually stop doing it. That's who this video is for. This is not a video talking about addiction or if you can't stop watching it. That's not what this training is for. So I'll tell you what I've seen in the last 3 years. My relationship to taking action in my life has become healthier when the reward and action relationship changed for me. So here's what I've seen in the last 3 years. My relationship to taking action in my life becomes healthier when the reward and action relationship changes in my brain, and I'll explain what I mean by that. I learned this from Alex Becker. We'll use video games as an example. So when I was playing a lot of video games, I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty and NBA 2K because I'm a black guy from the US, so I like basketball. When I play video games, I would feel like I had accomplished something when going through the video game. So even though I wasn't accomplishing anything, my brain believed that I was going on this epic adventure and actually winning milestones and accomplishing things. So what would happen is outside of the video game, I would be thinking about accomplishing tasks in the video game, and my reward action relationship in my brain was thrown off, which means that I was getting a reward with very minimal action. There was nothing I was doing in the real world to actually get a reward, and this was a problem. And what I found is that porn does the exact same thing for me. In porn, what's happening is you're getting a release because you see the reward of a naked woman with zero action. So for me, when I was doing Nofap, and when I do engage in Nofap, I go through periods of 6 to 8 weeks where I won't watch porn at all, and then I'll be like, fuck it, I just worked my ass off, took a bunch of action, met girls, now I'm gonna spend the next week jerking off, right? That's how it works for me. I'll go through phases where I immerse myself in pure self-development, Nofap, strong boundaries, like no alcohol, nothing, and then I'll kind of binge out for 1 to 2 weeks, and then I'll go back to it. And what I found is that Nofap, for me, resets this reward and action relationship. What I started doing is I would let go of porn becoming a regular fixture in my life, like a thing that I would just do, and I begin to feel more motivation to take action as a result of that because I wasn't getting the reward elsewhere. So if you're wondering how Nofap works or what it could do for you, that's what it did for me. When I would remove myself from the stimulus of porn, I would no longer feel like I'm getting a reward without doing work. So it would motivate me to do work to get a reward, and my brain essentially would reset. This is how I've used Nofap in my life. I found that it's really helpful. Now, I think that there's a lot of guys out there who live by Nofap and preach it as the end all and be all of self-development. I don't know if that's the case. I don't necessarily think that that's true. I think there's so many ways to go about living a principled life where you're growing, you're attracting women, you're building your business, you're working on yourself. But I think Nofap is one of many tools where you are leveraging boundaries, where you're leveraging a principled life of self-control to actually help you attract and create the kind of life that you want. Hopefully this makes sense. That's been my journey with Nofap. Good luck on yours, and I'll see you on our next training.